Hi, everyone. This is the 7th chapter of Talking to Dragons. This is also for Blue. Thank you, Blue, and thank you for waiting. Be patient. In which there's a good deal of discussion. I stared at the princess. Then I shut my mouth and swallowed again hard. Mother isn't going to like this at all, I thought. I was just about to draw the sword and give it to her when Shiara said, "Wait a minute, Daystar." I stopped and looked at her. She looked at the princess. "Daystar hasn't got a sword." "What?" the princess and I said at the same time. The princess frowned. "I'm not blind to be so easily deceived. See, there it is." She pointed to my scabbard. "That," she said triumphantly, "is the sword of the sleeping king. So it belongs to him, not to Daystar, and Daystar can't give it away." Oh, I like this. The princess looked very puzzled. Thought for a minute, Shiara was right, but she was wrong too. I mean, it was obvious that the princess had meant, even if she hadn't said it right. I sighed and reached for the hilt. Shiara turned on me. "Daystar, what are you doing?" "Giving her the sword," I said, tugging at it. The sword wouldn't come out of the sheath. You know as well as I do what she meant. Well, if all those wizards and sorceresses can be picky about the way people say things, why can't you? Shiara was so mad I expected her hair to start burning any minute. "You can't even get it out of the sheath. You only said you'd try to do what she wanted. Well, you've tried. Isn't that enough?" I sighed. "I'm sorry, Shiara, but it's my sword, and I'm not a wizard. I just have to do it." "Daystar, you... Shiara gave up and just glared. I tugged at the sword again, and Shiara turned her back. The princess still looked puzzled. I shook my head and unbuckled the whole sword belt. I stared at it for a minute, then held it out toward the princess. "Here, take it." "No! No! What are you doing?" My voice seemed too loud, and I realized that the woods had gotten very quiet. The princess smiled and took hold of the scabbard. I let go of the sword. There was a rumbling noise, and the princess said, "Oh!" very loudly and dropped the sword belt. The point of the scabbard hit the ground, and there was another rumble, and an enormous geyser of water shot up into the air. I saw the princess cringe, and Shiara fell backward. Then I couldn't see anything but white spray. A voice said, "All hail the holder of the sword." The words echoed hollowly around me as the fountain vanished. "What?" Shiara and the princess were both staring at me, wide-eyed. All of us were dripping. The sword was standing upright in front of me in the middle of a pool of water about 4 feet across. It was about halfway out of the sheath, and the blade shimmered in the sun. The princess burst into tears. "I knew not that this weapon was of such potency," she said between sobs. "Alas, for I cannot hold the sword, and who now will be my help? Alas, and woe is me." "You mean you don't want the sword anymore?" Shiara demanded. The princess nodded. She was weeping too hard to say much. "And Daystar can have it back now." The princess nodded. She was still weeping. I sighed and dug out my handkerchief. It was wet. I squeezed it out and offered it to the princess anyway. She took it without thanking me and cried some more. "What am I to do?" she kept saying. "Who now will be my help? Alas, for I am in great distress." "Oh, help yourself," Shiara said crossly. "Daystar, are you going to take that stupid sword?" I am so in love with Shiara right now. I hesitated, then reached out and took hold of the hilt. The blade flashed once, and a brief shock ran through me as the hilt came to rest. I ignored that feeling and pulled at the scabbard. It came free almost at once, and the water closed silently behind it. I took a closer look at the bottom part of the sheath. I wasn't even surprised when I saw it wasn't even wet. I looked up. The princess had just about stopped crying. I looked at the sword, then I looked back at the princess. "Are you sure you don't want this?" I asked finally. "Daystar!" Shiara sounded like she wasn't sure whether to be mad or horrified. The princess didn't seem to hear it at all. "I cannot take it," she said. "Oh, indeed, I cannot. Alas, that I am so helpless in my time of need." "Well, if you don't want the sword, why did you ask for it in the first place?" Shiara said angrily. "I fear I have deceived you," the princess said tragically. "Yet I myself have been misled. Excuse me. Alas, I beg you, forgive me, for indeed I am in great distress." "Distress? Ha!" said Shiara. "You better tell us the truth right now, or you'll find out what distress is." "Shiara," I began. Shiara turned. "You shut up. You obviously don't know anything about handling princesses, so let me do it. Now," she said to the princess, "explain, and it better be good." "I am a king's daughter," the princess said. "My father would have me wed the prince of a neighboring kingdom to bring us wealth. Yet I could not, for I love not him, but another. My father listened not for all my pleading, so my love and I fled into the forest. We wandered far, and great was our suffering. Yet we were happy, for we had each other. But I, being unused to travel, became tired, and my love at last set me here and bade me wait for him. And here I have stayed these 2 long days, and I fear some evil may have befallen him. Alas, that we are parted." "Wait, or excuse me, what?" said Shiara. "Does all this have to do with Daystar's sword?" The princess sighed again. "I was seated here when you see me, bewailing my bitter fate, when lo, a man appeared, most wise and powerful of aspect. He told me that my love was imprisoned by a mighty sorceress, and at that news I wept bitterly. Then he bade me desist from my grief, for the means of delivering my love was at hand, to wit, a sword most magical, and he himself made promise of aid, if I would but attain the sword. And this have I attempted, and I have failed. Alas, and woe is me. I don't think I understand, I said. Why didn't you tell us this to begin with? The princess began to weep again. My unknown friend instructed me in what I was to say, and told me that all would be well once I had the sword in my own hand. And in this he deceived me, for the touch of the sword burns so that I cannot hold it. And the cause is that I deceived you, and tricked you into offering me the sword, and the sword new, and it will not abide in my hand, and now I am utterly without hope. What did this person look like? Shiar asked unsympathetically, the one you were going to give the sword to. The princess seemed a lot more interested in explaining how wise and powerful and helpful the man was, or had been, than she was in giving a simple description, but eventually we managed to get some idea what he looked like. Tall, dark-haired, blue-eyed, and carrying a staff. It sounds a lot like Antorel, I said finally. Antorel? The wizard that my mother melted. She said he might try to make trouble for me in a day or two. Ugh, great, all we need is another wizard looking for us. The princess didn't seem to be following the conversation at all. Alas, she said finally, there is nothing left for me but grief. I have no means now to save my love, so I shall die with him. I shall fling myself in yonder stream and make an end. You are even dumber than Daystar, Shiar informed her. That stream isn't even deep enough for you to drown in. You'll only get wet. Besides, if that stupid wizard lied about the sword, how do you know he didn't lie about your love? Who is this person you ran off with, anyway? He is a knight, the princess said, her eyes lighting up, poor in goods, yet rich in spirit, of most pleasing aspect. His eyes are a hawk's, his arms are mighty, and his sword is bright, and he sounds like he can take care of himself, Shiar said. I don't think you have to worry about him. Shiar's words had a marvelous effect on the princess. Truly, you believe this, she said, her face lit up even more. Then here will I await his coming, for surely he will return to me. Ah, joy, that we shall soon be once more together. Shiar looked disgusted. I'm sure you'll be very happy. Come on, Daystar, let's go. She stood up. I don't think we should leave her here by herself, I said. Daystar, you are impossible! Shiar was still mad. She tried to trick you. Besides, she's been here 2 days already and nothing's happened to her yet. Alas, I did attempt to deceive you, the princess said. For that I beg forgiveness. Yet consider my unhappy plight, and be not harsh with me. Oh, shut up, Shiar told her. What if Antorel comes back, I said. Somebody ought to take care of her. Besides, I made a promise. Well, I didn't, Shiar said, and I'm not going to sit here doing nothing just because of a stupid princess. I'm leaving. You can't do that, I said. I was really upset. Shiar didn't know very much about the enchanted forest, and she was going to go tramping off into the middle of it with no one but Morwen's kitten. I couldn't let her do that, but I couldn't leave the princess sitting there alone either. Want to bet, Shiar said. She picked up the bundle Morwen had given her. Come on, Night Witch. Let's go. Night Witch? What an unusual name for a cat. Oh, God, said a new voice. What is happening? Shiar stopped and both of us turned. An old man was standing at the edge of the clearing in front of a clump of scruffy lilacs that were almost tall enough to be considered trees. His beard and what was left of his hair were quite white, and he was stooped over and leaning on a staff. Oh, God. Even without the way my skin prickled, I knew he was a wizard. The princess was the first to recover from the surprise of seeing him there. Ah, sir, have pity on my sad state, she said. Have pity, and if you've seen a knight, bright-armored, hawk-eyed, most fair and pleasing in speech and semblance, then tell me speedily where he may be found, for he is my love, and we are parted, and thus I am in great distress. Alas! She's written so stereotypically, like she fulfills every trope that, That's quite all right, my dear, the wizard said in a kindly tone. You've nothing to worry about. In fact, he should be here before much longer. That's why I hurried. Just sit there and wait quietly, like a good girl. Oh, joy! Oh, bliss! Said the princess rapturously. To be with my love again. She started happily explaining how strong and handsome and generally wonderful her missing knight was. Since she didn't seem to be speaking to anyone in particular, the rest of us ignored her. Shiar, Night Witch, and I were edging backward. I had my right hand on the hilt of the sword, and my whole side was tingling with the feel of the wizard's magic. The wizard noticed us and smiled. Take your hand from your sword, he said, looking at me. I'm not here to engage in a vulgar physical contest with you. Are you from the Society of Wizards? Shiar demanded. Her voice sounded a little shaky, but I didn't think anyone who didn't know her would have noticed. No, the wizard said. Why, are you looking for one of them? Then why are you here, I said. Why, to assist you, the wizard said. That's a lie. Assist us, Shiar said. But you're a wizard. I'm not all concerned with your baseless prejudices, the wizard told her. I have come to offer to help your companion, and I will thank you to cease interfering. But I stared at him. I don't want to be impolite, I said before Shiar could say anything else, but why do you want to help me? Why, because you deserve it, of course, the wizard said. You made a foolish promise to this other young lady, he went on, nodding toward the princess, who was still talking to the air. You could have gotten out of it several times, but you refused to behave. But you refused to behave dishonorably. I think that is deserving of a reward. This has to be a trick. We have never met a single wizard who is nice. Not one, not one! Thank you very much, I said. I didn't really know what else to say. After all, there are people in the Enchanted Forest who go around rewarding heroes and princes for noble deeds. Why else would all those heroes come here? Well, what would you like? The wizard said after a moment. Like? As a reward. He sounded a little impatient. I thought about it for a moment. I appreciate the offer, I said finally. But I really don't need anything. Thank you very much all the same. What? Isn't there anything you want? He asked sharply. He didn't look nearly as friendly as he had at first. No, I don't think so, I said. For a moment the wizard looked very disconcerted. Then he seemed to relax a little. Perhaps I did not make myself clear enough, he said. You need not ask for something material. Information will do just as well. The word for sorcery in the tongue of the giants, or the location of the well of silver storms where the unicorns drink. There must be something you want to know, even if there's nothing you want to have. The only thing I wanted to know was what I was supposed to do in the Enchanted Forest. Somehow I didn't think Mother had told him. No, I said. I don't think there is anything. The wizard looked at me, his eyes narrowed. Come. You need to know the name of your father, do you not? No, I said, puzzled. I'd worried about my father a few times, but I'd never asked Mother about him. She would have told me if she thought I ought to know, and I certainly couldn't think of any reason why I needed to know. Why should I? You're looking for him, aren't you? The wizard snapped. No, not really. That might be one of the things Mother wanted me to do, but it certainly couldn't be the only one. Furthermore, I couldn't see how knowing his name would help much, even if I were looking for him. In the Enchanted Forest, looking for someone usually isn't the best way of finding him. You're much more likely to run into people by accident. You aren't. Then you must know. She told you. Who is it? I thought you were going to tell Daystar that. Shira said, Don't you know? Silence, fool. I have waited too long for this. The wizard turned back to me. You will tell me now or regret it deeply. Who is your father? What the hell is going on? I don't know, I said, and if I did, I don't see why I should tell you. There are other ways of learning what I wish to know, the wizard said. He straightened abruptly. The princess squeaked and fell silent. Night Witch hissed. Shiar started edging backward again, and the wizard changed. Excuse me. He got a little taller and a lot younger. His beard and hair darkened and filled in. His eyes changed from brown to blue. Ah! But they still glared. Antorel, I said, and drew my sword. The steel rang as it came out from the sheath, and the blade shimmered and flashed in front of me. It made the whole clearing seem brighter. Antorel's lips curled into a sneer. Fool, what use is a sword against the wizard? He raised his staff, and a globe of green light appeared at the lower end of it. A thread of green, dark and bright as the shine of a snake, reached out toward me from the staff. I raised the sword. The green light touched the shoulder of the sleeping king. The sword hummed a little, and the ray of light vanished, and that was all. Antorel frowned, and another larger ray of green reached out. This time, the humming was a little louder, and the light around the end of Antorel's staff vanished along with the ray touching the sword. The jangling feeling lessened a little. I was considerably relieved. Antorel looked shocked. You cannot. Not possibly. That sword can't. His eyes moved to my face, then back to the sword, and he took a deep breath. So, she must have known all along. But now I will have that weapon. I must have that weapon. No, I said. Mother wouldn't like it. Antorel's eyes narrowed. Cimmerian has had her way long enough. If you will not give me that sword, I will take it. He started to raise the staff again. The lilacs behind Antorel rustled noisily, and the wizard shifted. You there, he called over his shoulder. Show yourself at once. Atch, someone said behind him, and the top of the lilacs rustled again. I looked up at them, wondering how tall whoever it was. The branches that were rustling were a good 10 feet off the ground. Antorel frowned and turned around, raising his staff. I will teach you to interfere. The angry look on Antorel's face changed abruptly to one of mingled surprise and fear. I stepped backward very quickly he stepped backward very quickly and waved his staff through the air in front of him. Achoo, said the voice. An enormous ball of fire demolished the lilacs and enveloped Antorel. The wizard screamed and disappeared, and we could see the person who had been behind the bush. It was a dragon! Please tell me that's Kazul. Come on. Or I don't care, but any of them. Oh, how exciting. Yes, okay. I'm going to read the next chapter now.